Hey everybody, it's Emily, the Crazy Worm Lady. I'm here today with the Forbidden Foods experiment. This is week 1 with the oranges, so the citrus feeding, to the European night crawlers. And let's look at the outside a little bit first. And look at that. They already look like they're gaining significant size since we moved them into this larger bin. Probably good for them, a little bit more depth than what they were living in. And as night crawlers, they do like a little bit more depth than the other worms do. We'll look over on this side. And I'm not seeing a ton of worms, so I'm hoping that the majority of our worms are hanging around our citrus feeding, which was right here in the middle. So let's dig down here and see what we have. Ooh, it's squishy. Check it out. From inside that shell, we have a European nightcrawler worm ball. Or what are they called? A clue of worms. Well, they look really, really good, actually. I'm quite impressed the size they're getting. And they are all congregated, even around the citrus food, which we know people highly discourage for concerns of the acidity being a problem. But I don't think these worms appear overly worried about the acidity. They're just picking these orange peels clean. I mean, all of them are really just throughout the middle area here. There's not much left at all. And it's worms thick through here, and just look at their size. Before they were looking more like blues or red worms still. Now these absolutely, like this one here, they're gaining their size back slowly. So that's really, really encouraging, very impressive. I'm happy with that. Considering whether or not it's a smart idea to feed them again today, I think maybe another small citrus feeding would be fine. I just don't want to overdo it while they're still adapting to their new home here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bury all of this stuff back up in the middle really well so that the smell doesn't attract any other visitors to the bin. And I think we'll do one more citrus feeding over here on the right hand side. So let me get a little something together for them. We will feed it up in here and then we'll leave them for another week. But in my opinion, this is definitely off to a really good start. And I think they're showing us what their likes and dislikes are. It seems like citrus is on the win list, at least for now. So let me get something for them and we'll feed them back up. Okay guys, so these are some half dried out, I think they're tangelos that I had in the refrigerator actually, and so they were not frozen, so they should break down a little bit slower. But of course, if we're ever trying forbidden foods, if you're brand new, I would encourage you to let your bin get well established before you would start adding any foods that people consider borderline iffy for your worms, just to make sure you don't have any issue and you don't want to kill off a bin. But plenty of buffer goes a huge way. So that was that dry mix that I used, the neem cake, kelp meal, diatomaceous earth, and oyster shell. The oyster shell is excellent pH buffer. The neem cake helps kind of reduce pest issues. And the kelp meal and diatomaceous earth are good trace minerals. And that's just some coconut coir that I topped this with. And then I'm just going to loosely put some of these existing castings over the top, but I want to keep this middle area mounded up as well. But now we know our feeding is down to the right here, so the worms still have this whole left side to escape to. If anything in the bin would become unfavorable, that's another thing. If you're trying anything new, whether you're experienced or not experienced with composting, if you have a safe zone, that's the very most important thing. If things would get kind of weird down here and they wouldn't like it, as long as they have somewhere to go, most likely you'll be okay. But I'm obviously pushing the envelope pretty hard, so always take what I'm doing with a grain of salt. I'm just trying to show that in moderation, these things would be perfectly safe in your bin. But let's give it another week with these Tangelos down here. Then we'll come back for another update, and I still want to know, what foods do you want me to try next week? And we will get started trying some more foods that we maybe did last time or maybe are new to the Forbidden Foods experiment. But I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. So let me know what you think. Drop those comments below. Like this video. Subscribe if you'd like some more content from me. Click that little bell for notifications. And I'll be back with you guys real soon for an update.